Good Thursday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV, the internal combustion engine age YouTube channel that talks about all my cars and trucks and SUVs, and what else do I talk about besides conversations, besides the morning talk. Wow, just kind of getting the morning going here, getting my coffee in me, and cheers to all those on this beautiful Thursday morning. Here up in this Northern Virginia, Maryland, D.C. area, it's just so gorgeous this time of year. We're getting spoiled, and this is funny. This car here, this Ford Explorer ST, now that it's sitting in front of my house, which it usually is not, it makes me think of Bob out of Melbourne, Florida. So, hey, good morning there, Bob, and what a great guy. He reached out to me late yesterday and said, hey, where is today's video? I'm concerned about you. Are you okay? Wife okay? So nice of Bob to think about me. But what's funny now is, now I look at this car, because Bob has the same vehicle, but it's the carbonized, or whatever color you call it. It's the darker gray color, and he just loves his. So once again, so cool for Bob to reach out on an email to me late yesterday, just checking in, making sure you're okay. And for me, it's like, wow, why didn't my video alert him? But we've had that repeat conversation 50 million times, right? 50 million? I don't think so. But as we progress across the driveway to the compound, to the Ice Age shop, and once again, for anybody here that is in the local area, I think you would agree with me 100%. Just an incredibly beautiful time of year. We're being blessed. We haven't had any major storms per se, and the weather's just so nice. And you can see that the flavor of the trees is slowly starting to change, very slowly, because a month from now, wow, you go to the middle of October, which is hard to believe we're already into close to the middle of September. It's already Thursday. Wow. Unbelievable. The kid is gone, and the Plum Crazy Charger is now her all-time favorite per se. She just loves that vehicle, and she's at the gym. So she got an early start this morning, and because she wants to go to get her morning exercise in the morning instead of the afternoon, which that's really good of her. And for those watching my channel, you probably saw her videoing me yesterday on the Grom, and then she did some moderation on her own, which I've been telling her for years. For those that watch my channel, I've been telling my daughter for years, if she'd ever get involved with my channel, I think it would even grow even more because of just who she is. But she's intimidated. She's young, but she's starting to kind of develop, and she's kind of getting more excited about the idea of interacting more in the channel and talking more, which is cool. And here are the Groms. Boy, that big modder tire on the white one is a huge difference from the Honda Monkey tire. So I put the Honda Monkey tire on the other Grom from the factory tire, because if you see the factory tire back here, I'll walk us back here in the shop, and the kid loves her new helmet I bought her up there at Timbrook Honda. And so if you, let's do this here. Let's get the puppies in, because they'll get us all distracted in the lights, camera, action of the Thursday morning conversations, which I haven't even said to you, what are we going to talk about, right? Because as it is right now, we know Monday we talked about the wrong conversations. Tuesday we talked about the dumb conversations. And Wednesday was the repeat conversation. And I thought to myself, what would be a great topic for the Thursday conversation? And believe it or not, it's even hard for me to believe that I haven't had the word expensive conversation. That's hard for me to believe. I looked it up in my own little library, didn't see it. I could have maybe had it phrased a different way. But here you are. So here's the factory tire on the Grom. So if you're going to ride it on the street all the time, then yeah, this is a great little tire. If you're going to be on the grass, no way. You're going to be wiping out in a heartbeat. So I changed out instantly the tires on the Groms, and on the white one, I felt like that's just a little too aggressive if you really want to do some street riding. So I came to a closure that maybe we put the Honda Monkey tire on the other Grom, which I did. I haven't ridden a Honda Monkey. I probably should, but after driving these Groms, they're just so much fun. But last night, if you watch that video, it was getting later in the evening, and the grass, the dew had moved in, and I was just slipping all over the place to crash. I need to get the Yashimura exhaust on this, which is right here in the back of my trunk of my really cool Honda Trike. Right here it is. And sitting in there all wrapped up. Hopefully I get motivated to do that at some point today or whatever. And here's Kiefer Boy loving his bone. He's gone through all his balls, about balled out. So the conversation, it's ongoing me trying to take a word of the day and create a theme here on my channel that hopefully excites you to tune into my channel and listen to me gab away and just try to get creative. And that's what I love to do. I just try to get creative with words and ideas. And I know I do sometimes offend those. And here, for the record of my channel, my intention to anybody watching my channel, I don't want to be a person to offend you. That's not my goal. And I'm just can't emphasize enough that I do have people reach out to me every now and then that do get irritated with me because of my political views and my comments. But for me, I'm sorry. I'm 61 years old, and when I was younger, I didn't really care about politics. I didn't. I was nothing like I am today. So if you went 20 years ago, even somewhat 10 years ago, but 20 years ago plus, this was not who I was, my personality. There's my sock that I dropped carrying from the camper to the house for laundry. How about that? So, yeah, hey, sharing the dirty laundry, right? Here we go. So for me, at my age in life, I'm sorry. I'm not going to let this city administration just get the easy wave that it's not a big deal. Just continue to do what you're doing and get another 4 years of it. No, I'm not going to accept that. And if that offends others, and I'm sorry that I offend you, but I'm not your political opponent. So if you really step back and watch my channel, I'm not your political opponent. I'm your political ally. Because for me, as an individual, I'm just trying to share with you what the reality is. But sadly, I think so many don't want to accept what reality is, because your political ally of the media machine is not the political ally you think it is. They're your worst, what is it, your worst best friend, or what do they say, your worst, but they're the worst ally you could have. They're your political opponent because they want to twist things for you to take sides with things that just aren't right. So once again, for anybody out there, one of my subscribers yesterday reached out, and he just felt like my comments about BLM and the black community weren't right. And what's so sad is my best friends have not been the color of me. My best friend in my life is a guy by the name of Tim, who's the native Indian from this country. And very young, when he came to where I lived in New Jersey, and I saw others treating them, in my views, not very nice, I buddied up with him, and we've been best friends our whole life. I've talked about him numerous times. I have an incredible mixture of friends. So I'm not that type of person that looks at somebody by their color of who they are. I look at somebody, but more or less listen to somebody of who they are. So for anybody out there that's watching my channel, I am not the person, and you'll know, anybody that knows me personally, they'll be like, this is the last guy in the world that you ever get a feeling that because the way you look, he judges you. That isn't who I am. So, but the sad part is, we live in a society that people run their mouth all day. They're in political positions that will tell you, by the way I look, is going to be, by the way I look, most likely will be the way I act. And it's so maddening. So maddening. So just to kind of let that go, because once again, for anybody out there watching my channel, I know sometimes you get sick of the political rhetoric, but the reality is the politics is going to change your life more than you want to accept. It already is happening, but in your world, you may think, it's not. Well, it is. So let's just figure that out like right now. Why is everything so expensive? Can somebody on my channel tell me why is everything so expensive? Why in the last 3.5 years has this country's expenses gone through the roof? And that's what really befuddles me about the two political parties, is big business has made more profits and record profits ever in modern times under the city's administration. I don't understand how the continual rhetoric of the political parties and opponents talks about how one party favors big business and the other one is an attack big business. And it's the total opposite. It's beyond unbelievable. It's what's going on in our society that people, they can't see the trees for the forest, or you can't see the forest for the trees. Which is it? You probably don't know what each one of that means. Maybe. I have no idea. Whole point is, why has everything become so expensive? And the immediate response will be the pandemic. The pandemic. Okay, well, get this. Breaking news. Stellantis, Carlos Tavares, this guy's getting hammered. The Jeep, Ram, Chrysler, Dodge dealership, they're pissed as hell. They're so pissed off at this guy, Carlos, that it enriched the company like never seen. Yes, for the record, in 2023, the Jeep brand, Ram brand, Dodge brand, Chrysler brand that's owned by the Peugeot conglomerate, Stellantis, out of Europe, with the Carlos Flair, they had record profits because they marked everything up through the roof because be so lucky to be able to get a car. Because in 2023, the supply and demand was still being very challenged. So they showed record profits. But now reality's setting in that those days are gone, and now the dealers are pissed as hell that Stellantis raised the prices on all their cars to the stupidest amount of money you can imagine, and the dealers can't sell this stuff. But the record profits that all the guys, investors, stuffed their bank accounts with, it's time for them to give back so they can start moving product again. So select dealers wrote a very stern letter to Carlos Tavares, and they're pissed. Rightfully so. And the running joke is, for all these YouTuber guys that run around all day, that do this, they get behind here, Corvette, the Corvette is done. The Corvette's done. It's over. GM is broke. They're broke. They can't sell them. I mean, this is all you see all day long on the YouTube channel is the housing market. The housing market's done. Everybody's selling their house. They can't sell them. It's over. The repossessions, the foreclosures, the houses are done. Yeah, that was close for me. Not reality. So yeah, it's over, man. It's over. The world is like Dan out of Candace says, it's the doom and gloom YouTube channel now. Hey, maybe I'll get more people watching my channel. It seems like all the doom or gloomers, they get hundreds of thousands of views on their channel. So maybe I need to just go all doom and gloom all the time and I'll watch my channel. Maybe you get sucked up in all that. Maybe that's the rhetoric. Not success, failure. You're going to fail. That's the underlying message. So for Mr. Carlos, the dealers are screaming bloody murder because they can't move product because everything's too expensive. Why? Why did they do that? We know why they did it. Because they're greedy as hell. That's why they did it. It's ridiculous. I mean, come on, man. Who doesn't go to a car dealership? It's the biggest running joke in the world. One guy goes to the car dealership and pays full retail for this. Next guy goes to the car dealership and gets 10 grand off. Yeah, that's how car dealerships stay in business. Yeah, does anybody... Yeah, that's what Mr. Sanchez said on Monday, the wrong conversations. They know how to create the wrong... present things the wrong way to enrich themselves even more. And for any car people out there, they're salesmen or managers, don't take it to the heart, but it's the industry. It's in everywhere, though. It doesn't matter. It's in every aspect of our life of what people pay for versus what they get. It isn't just the car industry. It's many sectors of the world economy. So, once again, and somebody reach out on my channel and explain to me the ABCs of economics of why everything has become so expensive. Why? I mean, really, what changed from 2020 to 2024? What changed besides the sitting administration? That's what changed. I mean, are you telling me that all these minerals in the ground, somehow they got more expensive? All these houses, oh yeah, people will say the COVID, oh, I get all that. I get that. Yeah, the COVID that was shut down and made it very challenging to get stuff to build things and find people. I do get that. But we're back in some ways to the way, by the job reports, it isn't as gloomy as everybody. Oh no, is it as gloomy? Yeah, so the job reports were off by 882,000 people being employed. So it's obvious that people are looking for work, that you can't make the excuse that the lumber mill can't make any lumber, but what the running joke now is? Lumber mills are going bankrupt. Yeah, the lumber mills are going bankrupt. That's a fact. So why isn't the housing prices going down? Why are the houses half the price? Why aren't the houses 30, 40% less? I just don't see those numbers. I see a person that discounts their house. So the house was $525, now it's $510 or it's $515. They take $5 or $10 grand off. Where's all the realtors with this new law, the realtor law, that they're all going bankrupt? I don't know. I mean, I guess it's early in the game. It takes time. But think about the stocks. Think about like NVIDIA, which I've talked about many, many times. I mean, good Lord, I'd only wish I had the foresight, the 2020 vision to have bought that NVIDIA stock. Oh my gosh, I would have made all my money plus some that I'll never see in this gig that I'm doing at this time, even though my lawyer finally responded to all my emails to him. He was out of the country, actually. And he actually sent Google AdSense a very stern letter that you are not doing, this is what you're doing. It's not even legal what you're doing. It'd be very interesting to see how Google, really wanted to have a conversation about Google. Google's a big problem. Google's a huge problem. They really are. And sure, I'm part of that Google social media, being it's the YouTube subsidiary. Yes, I am. It's bad. But Google's not your friend. They're not. They're in an antitrust lawsuit right now. And what it's all about is the ad tech. And I brought this up the other day. It's right here in Eastern Alexandria's District Court, with a woman overseeing the case with no jurors. But what's going on is the competitors in the cell phone, the smart technologies, they're complaining on how Google is paying off Apple and the droids and the other companies out there to make it their search engine is always the most picked search engine. So whatever device, whatever operating system you get, it's going to be automatically more favored to the Google search engine, which drives all of the ad monies to Google. And so that's why they're in a major lawsuit. Others are claiming that it's all fixed, it's all bribery, and it has to stop. Which this is, and I tell people all the time, in business and life, let's just say you and I get in business, and we can screw people to the max for $1 billion. And it takes years for them to figure out we screwed everybody for billions. But at the end of the day, when we go to court, we made $10 billion, but at the end of the day, we have $1 billion fine against us. I mean, come on. This stuff goes on all the time. People understand how to rig the system, understand how to make things more expensive, how to cheat people. The list goes on and on and on. These people understand that at the end of the day, you're going to pay back a portion of your winnings of how you made everything too expensive and how you reap the rewards for just little to nothing of the harm. Look at Dan Snyder of the Washington Redskins. The guy buys that organization for $800 million. He runs it into the ground. The NFL, the White House even gets involved for his dirty shenanigans of how he does business, how he's just a piece of crap. The guy gets away with it for over 20 plus years, from 98. What's 98 to like 23, 22? What is that? Was that like 24 years? So he gets away with it. Yeah, he pays millions in fines, but he sells the freaking business to Magic Johnson and Josh, whatever his name is, guys that own other multi-millionaire, businesses and franchises of basketball and hockey, whatever it may be. And Dan Snyder gets $8 billion return on his $800 million investment with other investors. It wasn't just him. And then he probably paid $2-3 million in fines for his devious actions and whatever. Piddly. So why? Once again, but here's what's interesting on Harley. Harley did go a different direction for 2024. Harley did lower the prices on their motorcycles. But in my eyes, they stripped them out to a degree, but not totally. I mean, it's a very nice motorcycle. But at the same time, Harley did kind of address the market, but at the same time, they ruined the market because they've destroyed the used bike value on the guys wanting to go buy a new motorcycle. And so right now, the word is that Harley is once again, can I do the face? Can I do the face again? Look, Harley is going broke. They've gone DI. They can't sell Harleys for nothing in the world. The CEO is a fluke. He's a tennis shoe guy that knows how to run fast as he can from all the people pissed off at him. He hired a kitty cat girl that was the specialist in kitty cat crap that's running the company to the crap into the ground. Yeah, I mean, come on, right? I mean, again, yeah, so Harley has become very expensive, but at the same time, they reverse course and are now, in some ways, giving bikes away, which is now just taken away if you're the guy. I know for a fact, hey, good morning there, Gail and Brian. I know for a fact, Brian had a really nice Harley Davidson that he was wanting to sell, which he did. I didn't understand that at first with Gail and Brian, that he actually took his bike up to Skyline Harley, and I didn't think he sold it to him. Apparently he did. But he had a lot of mods on it, which kind of felt bummed that they didn't give back to him. But anyways, the good news is he sold his Harley. But now he's going to come up here and just ride my Harleys. I've already told him he's a good motorcycle rider, and I said, hey, if you guys want to come over and want to go do some bike riding, we can. And I don't have a problem with that. And once again, so for him, I'm sure he felt like he got the hit from Harley adjusting their bikes from being too expensive to trying to cater. But you got to be careful on that, because once you go in and price a 2024 Harley Davidson and you start adding the packages to be more of a tour bike, it does kind of start to creep up and get a little bit more expensive. But from what I can understand, you seem to be getting, to a degree, more motorcycle on 2024 than you did in 2023 for thousands less. Somebody out there could possibly correct me on that. Mr. Sanchez would probably be one to be a little more thorough on that than I am in the comments section today. And hey, good morning there, Don. Don probably was wondering where does picture go? Where'd all the cars go? I don't know. Where the hell did he go? Yeah, where did it all go, right? Oh, I think it's around here somewhere. We'll have to get that stuff set back up for the Don show once again another day. And so anyways, once again, why, and I'm just kind of trying to keep it not too radical, but I do get radical, I understand that. But why is everything so expensive? I mean, but do you agree with that? I think some people would disagree. And the people I think that would disagree would be a person that's pretty savvy, that lives in the right zip code, that's seen their house value go up by 20 or 30%. And they're probably pretty happy about that. And I can see the person that's pretty savvy in the stock market that got the right stocks and invested wisely, and they're now maybe have millions in their bank account. And so there's a very fine line there that I've said many times on my channel, that in some ways this Biden administration, the Kamala Harris future, for many of those, I could see how they would take a position that you're just blowing smoke, Mr. Iceman. It's not really as bad as you want to present it to others, and everything's better off than you want to accept. And for me as an individual, okay, and you know what? I can understand that position on what I just said. If you're the guy that's in the right job, in the right zip code, and you're in the tech industry, the artificial intelligence, the green agendas, it's possible you've reaped a lot of rewards from this administration, and you don't want to see that go away. So you're going to be more favoritism towards seeing Kamala Harris continue to carry the torch of burning down the country. Yeah, right. And so I can understand that position. And then the position is you're going to have a so-called first black woman. First thing is it's going to be a woman, and then she is black, and that'll be a statement to our country that this country isn't racist. Yeah, right. It goes both ways on that, so that's ridiculous in all reality. But the whole point is it'll be more of a message that, but Joe Biden, he just cracks me up. Joe Biden, oh my gosh. You can't make these stories up. Joe Biden, yeah. That guy's not racist. That guy's just clean as can be, everybody. What a great guy, right? But here's the thing. The statement would be that this country is open arms to making an opportunity for anybody here. And I think that's true. I mean, I think that continues to be. I would never want to present to anybody, young person, that you don't have an opportunity here. Of course you have an opportunity. I think, unfortunately, more people feel like the opportunities are being persuaded to favor others in certain ways than others, but that gets deep and down the dark rabbit hole. So, yeah, so expensive. So why did a Ram TRX truck, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. If a guy today on my channel said, hey, I just bought a brand new Ram TerraX, I would say congratulations. And I'd say, can you answer a question for me? How did that truck become $40,000+ more in 3 years? In 3 years. And it's in the model year run. You have to remember what's incredible right now is the 2026 model cars are already starting to be spied. So now it's hard for me to even believe that the 2025 cars are now going to start showing up in the dealers' lots here very shortly. The new Dodge Charger Daytona, I think that's expected to come in November or early December of the electric Charger, from what my dealer says. But I would be so intrigued to say, how do you feel that this truck in 2021, it was either 81 grand or 84 grand. I can't remember exactly, but you just paid $125,000. So, and really, it's only about a 2-year model difference, meaning from the time they built this until the time they built yours. Why? Why is there a $40,000 difference? I mean, do the tires, does anybody believe that the tires that used to cost $400 are now $1,000 each? I mean, are the tires now $1,000 each on this? Is the paint now what used to cost the manufacturer 10 times more, 30% more? Is this active Ram suspension under it? Does that Bilstein system from 3 years ago cost now, 30, 40, 50% more? Does if we come back here, does the bumper and exhaust on this truck, I mean, did it go up by 30 or 40%? I mean, if you really just stop and think about it, how did Ram get away with raising the price in this truck by $30,000, $40,000 when I think most people here would agree that from 2021 to 2023, when they started building these, I mean, you're telling me that everything went up 30, 40% on this truck? Because 80 times 30% is $24,000. 80 times 40, you're talking 50% increase in price. 80 times 50 is $40,000. So everything is 50% more. So $500 tires are now $750. The wheels, if they were $1,000, they're now $1,500. I'm not buying it, man. I don't buy it. I mean, if that's the case, then this truck should be worth right now $100,000, conservative, which it's not. It's going to be in the $70,000, maybe even $60,000 range. Wow. You go over here, these F450 trucks, they have exploded in the pricing. These things now are $110,000 to $120,000. Yes, the Colorado truck. This truck now is a mid-sized truck, is $65,000 to $68,000. Why? I mean, once again, I'm just trying. Why is this electric F-150 truck $90,000 when if you walk around my property, I have another F-150 truck, but it's just on a different frame and chassis and powertrain. But why does this truck here? Think it through. The interior is the same as an F-150 truck that you can buy for probably 50 grand. The tires and wheels, I mean, are tires and wheels? I mean, I do know that these are more a tire-specific tire for the electric vehicles because they're so heavy. But do the running boards cost 10 times more? Do the mirrors? Does the inside technology cost 10 times more? Does the bed of the truck? I mean, you just have to step back and say, but why? And yeah, there's a big battery pack under there that don't have an engine, but you're saying then that the battery pack is $50,000? Is that what you're saying? Is that what that means? I believe it's probably 20. I would believe that. But why is that truck $100,000? And yet Ford takes a loss in every one of them. I mean, it's just befuddling. Befuddling. It's, it's like pull the wool over your eyes. And what's the big deal? And that's why I talk about this, because we're getting ready to witness in November a transition of one party to maybe another party, or just the passing of the torch from Joe Biden to Kamala Harris. And it's very interesting yesterday in how I said that was a scripted. I never watched any news. I'm not lying to you. I don't watch the news. I mean, I have Fox Business News on here and there because I just like to see what's kind of going on. but I'm not really sitting in front of them. I'll just hear in the background the markets, blah, blah, blah. But I don't sit around and watch Dan Bongino, Jesse Waters, Sean Hannity, Laura Ingraham. I don't listen to those. I don't listen to Russell Brand. I don't listen to Joe Rogan. I don't listen to any of those people because I feel like it then takes away from my own creativity of my channel where I'm just spitting out the same things they said without me getting creative on my own. And the point of that is I said yesterday that debate was fixed. And so now this morning I woke up and I noticed this one guy. Oh, I don't know the guy's name. It's something, but he did a whole video and he's talking about how fixed that debate was. Now, of course, the people that love Kamala Harris, they're going to argue through all day long that that's a bunch of BS. And I get that because they're going to take the position of they want to continue to keep what is in place ongoing, which is the transition of this country and how it's the government runs it and how the consumers are being treated to support it. And so, but once again, I said to myself, just after watching that debate, there's no doubt in my mind that Kamala Harris had all the questions and answers for that debate, and the moderators played the team for Kamala Harris. And so, but I know people that hate Donald Trump, don't like him, and are a Kamala Harris fan will say, you're full of it. You didn't watch the debate. Well, no, I did. I watched the whole debate. You know, I could barely stomach it, but I watched it to listen to the same old rhetoric and just watch the individual get away with answering direct questions of where this country is today, of just being ignored, and the moderators didn't challenge it. They just continued supporting the future of the Kamala Harris plan, which is just to have more government money handed out to more people, and which will just create, oh, wait a second. Wow. Wait a second, everybody. I just figured it out. I did. I just figured it out. The government during the pandemic handed out the most money ever in this country, ever. Huh. People got free money. Wow. Wait a second here. Now it's starting to come together, everybody. This sitting administration gave out more money than ever in our country. And we're wondering why everything's so expensive. Because you ever notice when somebody else gives you money, or you're in a rich family and you just inherit the money, on how you treat that money? You treat it night and day from when you actually go earn the money. It's a whole big, it's massive. Just like if you're a kid, dad and mom go out and you're begging for something, you don't get that how they worked hard for that money, and you don't understand why they can't buy that expensive thing. You don't get it. You're not there yet. So yes, there is the answer. You don't have to, nobody has to reach out and give me any comments now on why everything's so expensive. I just told everybody why everything's so expensive. And what's scary about this is Kamala Harris is on the same path once again. She's wanting to just continue to hand out government money so people can go buy things off of the government's money. But it's not the government's money. It's your money, my money. But somehow the government gets it, and then it's their money, and they decide what they want to do with it. Wow. Man, do we live up in... Is this world just backwards? We really are backwards. It's unbelievable. All right, that's it. I'm going to kind of keep the video a little shorter. I got too much work to do, and that's all I got to say. So stay tuned for more adventures on Ice Age TV. How long do I go before I buy something else? Yeah. I don't know. I say it all the time. The buying days are over. Yeah, right, Mr. Iceman. I don't know, man. The debt's too big, too much to owe. What stays and what goes. Yeah, do you get to see all that? It's possible. Hey, everybody, have a great day. Always, God bless. Stay tuned.